Good afternoon. My name is David Cox. I'm running for the Caddo Commission District 12 seat in West Shreveport and Greenwood. We'd like to invite people to come to the events that are scheduled at Huntington, and I'll be out on the road going door to door, and look forward to seeing you. Thank you. At the time, I've been a Caddo Parish Commissioner before. I served 3 terms at Caddo Parish District 10. That'd be the Southern Hills. So my experience to cover different issues are there. I've done it before, and I can basically slip back in and do it again. The responsibility of a Caddo Parish Commissioner and the Commission itself is to oversee the lines from District 1 to District 12, their needs, library board, sheriff's department, roads, streets, drainage, same as the city of Shreveport, just we do everything out in the parish. A lot of people will basically get everybody tangled up between Shreveport and Caddo Parish, but we are there. We have our directors easy to get to, and our commissioners are always online or able to get to for any problems such as that. With your taxpayers' money, that's what drives Caddo Parish and their budget. When you talk about a fund balance, you have to basically see what your outlook for the next 5 to 10 years is and what your goals are. And when I left the parish in 2013 as Caddo Commissioner in District 10, we had a fund balance that could take us 2 years without hurting. And now that I'm coming back and looking at what we've done or what the present commission has done in the past, is spend your money not wisely. We need to be within our means. We need to look at each department, and we used to go and say, okay, if you need a dump truck, do you need a dump truck today, or can you make it work till next year? And that's what we need to do. We need to get back to the basics of saving our money. It's just because it's taxpayers' money doesn't mean you can just spend it. We need to be a better steward of that tax money and show the people that we can build Caddo Parish without going into the bank. When we talk about the difference between Caddo and Shreveport and mixing services, about the top priority for me, and years ago we looked at this idea as having the sheriff's department and the police department merge, and that way we can have more officers and under one coalition. I think that's a priority I think we need to look at again. When you start talking about the city and parish as a whole, at one time our fund balance was really nice, and the city was always going down, and to my knowledge the city is still going down as far as their funds. So at this time I couldn't see anything that we could merge besides the police and the sheriff's department to ease the city out of their debt, and quite frankly that's not our job. We are parish owned as far as we take care of our zones 1 through 12, and the city takes care of their city. Now, we do have the animal control that the city's never offered us any help on that, but yet we cover the whole city. And if you take that fund, you can see that that takes a lot. So there are certain things that we could do, but I would have to look at it within the last couple of budgets to make a firm decision. Economic growth is key, and I have always considered Shreveport as a destination of warehousing, and we are in the trucking industry. We call us the center part of the United States. We have and should have had ample time to bring in warehousing jobs from either California, Memphis, Nashville, Jackson, Atlanta. We are in a prime location to hit every major city within 2 to 3 days from Shreveport, and that has not been pushed, not by the North Louisiana Economic Development, but it should be. So realistically, how do we grow this? We have to go out to California and these other states that are killing their companies and say, we're open for business in Caddo Parish. Back in my day of the 3 terms I served earlier for Caddo Commission District 10, we had millages come up and we did not roll them forward. We actually rolled them off. So we were trying to save the taxpayers money when we could. If we didn't need that millage, we'd let it roll off. As far as the safety, anything that I feel that the money will be spent wisely, yes, I will always be for safety and public safety in Shreveport and Caddo Parish. And if that means, us looking at it hard, we can, but it'll be the current administration's decision before I get there. Right now, I would say none. The city of Shreveport has the bigger income of tax revenue. We do not take that much, but we still consider us a team. Caddo Parish has a lot of roads, bridges, drainage ditches out in the parish that need servicing too, and we don't have half the size of the city of Shreveport on water, drainage, and stuff like that. So when it comes apples to apples, the city of Shreveport is basically on their own. They dug this hole for them, and they got to dig it out. So my position would be not to have an open arm to help the city. First thing we can do is we can get with our elected officials down that we send down to Baton Rouge and tell them this is a problem. When we start doing property standards in Caddo Parish, we have so many of these lots, rundown houses that are an eyesore for one thing, but when you come to a development and it's got a paperwork a mile long that's holding that development up, we have an issue. Shouldn't take that long. So I would be inclined to do a resolution first thing, and then get with our individual representatives down in Baton Rouge and tag team with the police jury of Louisiana and get that on their schedule as well so we can have something in writing the next session. One thing we need to do is we all need to get on the same page, whether it be the school board, Caddo Commission, city council, the mayor, the parish administration, we all have to get on the same page. We also have to understand that there are certain items that will come that's stronger than the other ones. The needs are stronger. So we as a parish need to understand that when you work with the businesses, when you work with individuals, when you work with other state legislatures, everybody's got an agenda. We need to get with one problem at a time and face it head on. If we do that by within time, it'll get done. But everybody has to throw their egos away and look at the problem and say yes or no that I can help. The first thing is a budget that we can live within. We have to go back and basically look at what we're spending and what I call fluff. If we get rid of what we can do without, I think we can put the money back into the coffers for things that we do need. Your budget's very complicated. I've been there before. But when everybody's got their hand out for certain programs that just don't pay for itself, we need to look at that. Secondly, job growth. With the GM plant, we're doing pretty good. We could do better. We need to get the North Louisiana Economic Development online to say Caddo is open for business, and even do it ourselves. Once we hear of ideas to bring people in, we need to look at that very seriously. And lastly, communication. We have to communicate with not only District 1 to District 12 amongst ourselves to say what's better for Caddo Parish and who's having what trouble, because if it comes from one, it'll go to the other. You look at the crime in Shreveport, I tell everybody right now in District 12, the crime is at Monkhouse Drive, headed our way. So how can we basically do that and control that over the next few years? I can't bring businesses in. I can't get young jobs for Huntington High School graduating students if there is no jobs, if there is nobody to give a handout to a young man or a woman who needs a job that's not going to college or the service. So we have a lot to do, but those are my top three. Overall, we need to look at Caddo Commission District 12 as far as what we've done in the past and what needs to be done. I took on this challenge for one reason, is to bring economic development back to District 12, have people be proud of who they are and where they live, where they work. We have to look out for our young people as far as the graduation class at Huntington High School, which is our high school in our district, and overall change the personality of District 12. I worked hard in District 10 when I was there for 3 terms, and we built up the Business Association, the Homeowners Association. If we had a reason to come to City Hall, we did. We had a reason to come to the Caddo Commission, we did. And we built that up, and Southern Hills was strong. So that's the same thing I want to do District 12. My door will always be open. Ideas will always flow. I am not just representing Democrats, Independents, and Republicans. I am going to basically oversee District 12 and represent the people of District 12, no matter who you are.